In this episode, Sweaty Saint, A Piece of Bread, 8 Days Close at Home, Werewolves, and Scented Calendars. Agira, Sicily hinterland, a village perched on a hill that has seen the inhabitants of the Stone Man followed by 10 Sicilian dominations up to us. Today, here with a drone and the Ego Pro. 3,000 odd years. The history of this place is so ancient. Here was born Diodorus Siculus, just before the year 0. One of the most important historians of antiquity, that traveled left and right, arriving in Egypt. Can you imagine starting from Agira, center of Sicily, riding a horse and arriving in Egypt? Wonderful thought. Here in Agira, that time of Diodorus, temples and shrines were mainly dedicated to the invincible Heracles, the first Popeye in history, the hero who made his way to the cross Andi Literem, through his memorable 12 labors that led him to conquer the kingdom of God, or Zeus, or Olympus, or Cassatelle. As a reward, in fact, had to have a Cassatelle of Agira, famous all over the world, with a unique flavor, from the recipe based on a short crust pastry, cocoa, almonds, chickpea flour, cinnamon, and other, practically mysterious, and handed down from generation. It is a Cassatelle made from 3,000 years of history, which mixes scents and flavors, Mediterranean, Arab, and also prehistoric. As soon as we arrive, they tell us there is a prodigy going on. The statue of St. Philip Syriac, the patron saint, is sweating. Well, if it's not like this, let's run then, and let's see what happens. Here it is, white tunic and black complexion. We stand there for over half an hour, but nothing. Doesn't sweat anymore. Miracle postponed. And then we go up to an ancient Agira, the one perched on the cliff, where surely there must be the great temple dedicated to the Cassatelle. That of Diodorus and Heracles, just to be clear. We are in Piazza San Salvatore, and from here you can see Central Sicily. It is December, and the coolness puts more appetite. Let's see if that guy with the bread will give me some.
No, pane scritto.
No, questo è pane di Agira. Com'è il pane di Agira?
Yes, can you give me some?
My sister makes it.
Good. I agree, my benefactor, just behind the beautiful faggot of the church of the Santissimo Salvatore, erected in the 12th century, near the walls of the powerful and ancient Agira. Within it, the latest chapter of a valuable book of history that is all Agira, an Aaron of the 1400, which is a cabinet sacred to the Jews that contained the scrolls of the divine law. We are in the Santa Maria neighborhood. Right at the entrance there are the ruins of the church of St. Nicholas, a magnificent panorama. Here the newlyweds come and take their pictures. From here, Diodorus had to be inspired by this wonderful panorama. And from up here the view is amazing, with the Pozzillo Lake that acts as a shiny carpet to the majestic silhouette of Etna. You can also see a particular place just outside of Agira, the Canadian cemetery. Canadian wall searchers buried 10,000 and past miles away from their homeland. We are right in the Sicilian hinterland, 40 degrees in the summer, but this place of eternal rest certainly keeps its Nordic fairy tale appearance intact. Now it's time to sneak into the maze of the Santa Maria neighborhood. Jack Fly, our drone, flies majestically over the roofs of the houses, looking for some clues that will make us discover where Diodorus lived. Every time I read a page of his Encyclopedic Universal History, I can't help but imagine him sitting by candlelight on his table, here in Agira, exactly in this area. Can someone please invent this time machine? We wander through a maze of stairs, alleys, and silence. Some local boys have renovated some houses and turned it into a small tourist village. The pool overlooks an ocean, not of water, but of wheat. Some houses are inhabited. Many are uninhabited, and some are ruins. Like this one that you can buy with even 20,000 euros. There are about 60 square meters to be restored. A table and a chair already there. And you are in peace. What is this? An ethno-anthropological museum. Let's see.
We represented the ancient trades. It is one of a kind because we put dummies that represent the Sicilians at work, as if they were still here with us. It's true, I have never seen anything like it. There is the Quartararo. He is the one that made the containers to take the water. That's Ugandaro, which is the toilet with the lid, as they used it in ancient times. That's the way it was once. This is the tinsmith, with a beautiful black cupola.
In siciliano lo stagnino.
Here are some beautiful photos. The country school with the sheep's part, the broom vendor, a farmer burned by the Sicilian sun.
Here we have the wood shop. Look how nice. He really looks at work right now, with his hair soiled with sawdust.
This is the barber. Everything happened here. The guitar was played. He was also a dentist. He had leeches to pull the sick blood. The barber at Christmas gave the scented calendar with the naked ladies, so one could imagine what he wanted. Can you believe these Sicilians? They put perfumed essence on calendars with undressed women. Look, this is the spittoon.
Nel caso qualcuno aveva bisogno di sputare, più o meno. Questa è la macchina del twister.
Professor Torrisi, this is an antique blender?
No, this was to get his enema. He put a little of water and a little of oil, and he put it in the butt.
Hey, what are these big underwear?
They are the clothes of the first nights. Luxury women's clothes.
I understand. How time just changes. Then Professor Torrisi takes us into another room where we see a wonderful plastic model of Agira in cardboard and polystyrene. We remain open-mouthed. Wonderful. Then we close it, we thanked him, and continue our journey. A Sicilian out for a walk. It will be our prey. Hello. What did you eat today?
Che ho mangiato?
Oggi.
Pasta e sugo.
Pasta with tomato sauce.
What did you do in your life?
Che faceva? Un vagabondo.
Il vagabondo. Bravo. C'era un lupo mannaro che si chiamava Laudani. Lei l'ha sentito mai dire?
Is it true that there was a werewolf here in the past? wandering around the village?
Maybe.
Do you believe in werewolves?
Why not?
Smashing tip! Werewolves, along with other mysterious characters, were part of the ancient beliefs of the Sicilians of the past, when there was no light and the night was all dark. Well then, they were men who with the full moon turned into a horrendous beast and wandered through the streets of the cities. The nice thing about the story is that all the elders believed in it, even if no one said that they had ever seen one in person, but only one. It was said that Mr. Mario was a werewolf, etc., etc. Close to the museum, between one alley and another, the church of Santa Maria Maggiore appears. Didora's ghost has the keys and opens the door for us. It is irresistible as always, for the crew of Smashing Sicily to climb to the bell tower. Said, done. The last step, my God! Or for Heracles, it is literally made of bird poop. We gently put our foot careful not to sink and zack! We made it again this time. The view is marvelous, dominated by the kind of abnormal Buddha sitting on the eastern side of Sicily, and that is called Etna. But now we're hungry. The climb to the bell tower was a sort of 12 labors of Heracles, and therefore we deserve our prize, La Cassatelle. The ghost of Didoris leads us to the temple. The two ministers are Mrs. Filippina and their husband Angelo.
Buongiorno, signore.
At the entrance, we are welcomed by a beautiful nativity scene made with Sicilian mandarins.
È bellissimo, un presepe siciliano.
What we are witnessing is a real gem.
Mi spiegate tutto.
Mrs. Filippina prepares for us the recipe for the Cassatelle from Agira. It is a secret for a good part.
Per riscaldare.
This is the conga to warm up, and this is the stone oven where the Cassatelle are prepared. We go inside and start a nice chat.
Ma niente, perché mi passava davanti.
How did you two meet? I was 12 years old when he first proposed, but I was too young. It could not be.
Yes, but I didn't give up.
And when did you give up, Mrs. Filippina? At 16, 4 years later. She made you wait a good while, dear Mr. Angelo. The first wedding night, the heart was beating very fast. They made 3 serenades before going to bed. All right, let's go make the Cassatelle. The preparation is in honor of Agira. Mamma mia, everyone! The Cassatelle of Agira just made. Mrs. Filippina also makes us go around her home and shows us some photos.
Prima si usava quando mi sposai, che all'ottione.
This is the picture after 8 days. What does this mean? When you first got married, for the first 8 days, you didn't go out. You stayed at home. Let me see how you were after 8 days. Close at home with Angelo. Mamma mia.
Signor Angelo, sono salito sopra. So tutto. So tutto.
Tutto.
Mr. Angelo, I know everything.
Not everything.
Thank you, wonderful couple of Agira. You represent all the Sicilians. The hospitality of these people is even more powerful than its temples and kings.
Agira is not only a little village of the Sicilian hinterland. Agira is an open-air museum where every corner, every glimpse, every street tells us about past characterized by a dialogue between different cultures, where each smell reminds us of traditions, and where you can always come back welcome with open arms. From Hercules to St. Philip, the Sicuro, from the Cassatelle until the Normans and the Aragonese. A journey between past and present, where it is possible to admire the castle, the Rome, the collegiate, the rock quarter, and the abbey. Agira has a combination between nature and landscapes, where its natural reserve, Della, and breathtaking view of the volcano and the lake. This Agira, where every celebrate is a state of mind.
Now, with a full stomach, it's time to go up the castle. The panorama as we go up opens onto the valley. Look at that nice chubby guy at the front door. Eve rings the bells.
Come, I will show you. I make bells for animals.
Qual è la differenza? Mi spieghi?
Even colors.
Qual è la differenza?
All right, we say goodbye now. What's your name?
Innicino. Arrivederci.
Here are the ruins of the castle of Agira. Jet fly, or drone, flies over the cliff. Here was the Acropolis of the Greek Agirion in the 5th century before Christ. Here Diodorus and Heracles ate the Cassatelle. No doubt they had to exist at that time. Otherwise, how would our illustrious historian be inspired? We go back down towards the center, and this time we dive into the Arab neighborhood, Delle Rocche, an exceptional maze of alleys, arches, courtyards, stairways, and clothes hanging.
Signora?
In this house lives a woman, a man, and a little girl. This was the mosque. Okay now, our time is over. Let's jump to the Sophatai circle. There's no more Sophatai, but only the memory of this ancient Sicilian craft. And they visit to the bar for 2 pizzas. One for me and one for Diodorus, of course. Have a smashing Sicily, everyone.